Okay. So, by taking the grace of Bhagavan Sri Krishna and Sringeri Jagadguru Shankaracharyas, let us continue the summary of chapter number 13, where we saw in the last class one, I won't say one half, one important portion of the first portion, um, along up to shloka number 12, this one. आध्यात्मज्ञान नित्यत्वं तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतत् ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानं यततोन् यथा. That is, Bhagavan defined about 20 important values which are a conducive instrument for knowledge, and the instrument themselves are the knowledge. So just again to slightly recapture our what we have done in the last class to keep the continuity of chapter number 13. Chapter number 13 consists of about 35 shlokas. And the chapter itself is going into a different mode from 13 chapter. We said the Asi, that is Tattvamasi, the Jivatma Paramatma Aikyatvam. That particular Aikyatvam, that Tattvajnanam is where this or Aham Brahmasmi, that that particular Mahavakyam is being completely expanded in this third triplet. So, in the first one, the context of the third part of the sixth chapter, Shatkam, which we have seen. Then the Arjuna's question was the first one. So, where he asked about Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetrajna Evacha Etat Veditimichami Jnanam Nyayam Cha Keshava. So, he really wanted six components, six elements, which he has very clearly said. Kshetram, Kshetrajnaha, which we have seen. Kshetram and Kshetrajnaha, because Bhagavan said Kshetram is this Shariram. Everything in this body is a Kshetram. And Kshetrajnaha, Nya means Kshetram Veti iti Kshetrajna. That is the one who knows that Kshetram. And he said that Kshetrajna is in every Kshetram. Inert, alive, everything. And the Kshetrajnaha is what we said as the Paramatma, the Atman, which is in everyone. That's only one. And that we said is a Kshetrajnaha. Then, so Kshetram, Kshetrajnaha, then Jnanam, Nyayam. That Jnanam is what was defined in the last shlokas up to shloka number 12. Etat Jnanam iti proktam. So we have seen three elements really. Kshetram, Kshetrajnaha, and Bhagavan did say about the Kshetra in Samasena in brief in shloka number 6 and 7. Mahabhutan Yahankaraha to Savikaramudam. So Kshetram is the one that is always in the modification mode. Savikara means Vikaram. There is a Vikara Sahitam is Savikara. So the Kshetram is always subjected to modification. It's always in the transition of a fluid state. It is never in a permanent state. It is always changing. But in all that changing state, there is one stateless element which is pervading through all of them. That is the Kshetrajnaha, and that is the Atman or the Paramatman. Yeah. And that Kshetrajnaha is the one that we are trying to know through this Jnanam. And we also said about the Triputi. Triputi means the knower, the knowledge, and the known. And they all are the same. Only thing, the contextually, their words play a different meaning. So the Jnanam, which Bhagavan started from shloka number 8, Amanitvam, 20 values we saw as a Upayam. The Upayam, the instrument itself is the Jnanam. The Adhikari, as he is taking us through that one. The values, which is the most important one. In this one we know. We saw about everything. And today, we will cover the rest of the three items. That is Nyayam. Nyayam means that which is to be known, as if it is to be objectified. But can it be objectified? That also we will see. So Jnanam, Nyayam. So Jnanam, we have finished. Kshetram, Kshetrajnaha, Jnanam is completed. 3. Today we will see Nyayam. After that, Prakriti, then Purushaha. Nyayam, the one that is to be known. and Prakriti and Purusha. And those are the 6, though the phrases of the just one word has been spoken, each word has got its very, very inherent, very deep meaning in each one of them. And there is a relation between all of them as well. So in this class today, we will see the Nyayam, that which is to be known, which is this Atman, that is the Kshetrajnaha. How can the Kshetrajnaha know himself? That also we will question today a little bit in the short time. And then see how the Prakriti and Purusha, they are also going to play in this part, as if and how they play the part together, and how this all can be very useful in Gita Shastram for getting that Atma Jnanam. Yetat jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yadato anyata. Whatever that is apart from this is all ajnanam, ignorance. So when the ignorance fades away, the jnanam is self-effulgent. It shines its forth. That's one of the inherent meaning there. So then Bhagavan says, yeah, so then from this shloka number 13 to 19, today, we will see this up to this 19. So 13 to 19, these 7 shlokas, today we will know about the Nyayam, or the one that is to be known, that is a knowledge in detail. Okay, so Bhagavan says in shloka number 13, in 13, what he says that this Nyayam, yat Nyayam, tat pravaktat, yat tat Nyayam. Tat itself means that Paramatman, right? In all this one, tat tattvamasi. Okay, that Paramatman is the one that is to be Nyayam. Pravakshami. I will tell you, Arjuna, yat nyatva, by knowing which amritam ashnute. Amrita means this immortality of the nectar, that ashnute really means heat, but then you consume, meaning to say you are the one that is knowing, and then it self-effulges, it self-illumines itself, and that you will know. And he says anadi mat. This mat should not be taken as mat param. Anadi mat param brahma. So the mat must be split and taken as anadi mat, as one word. It's a one conjugated word, compound word, anadi mat. Param brahma, that is the param brahman. And anadi mat, it is never, it has got no ending, no beginning, and it has got no end as well. Mat param brahman na sat na asat iti uchyate. So here sat and asat is in the relative context. So very important here. Sat means what? That which can be cognized. That is, if you say today this class is happening in just our thing, this is sat. When the class finishes, you can say asat, the class is finished. Meaning to say that which you can perceive by your object, anything. Says an object that you can perceive by the 5 organs of hearing, knowing, and everything. That is what is you're going to be called as sat, not the absolute satyam jnanam param brahma. And asat is something which is very subtle, which cannot be cognized by the common our sense of knowledge. Iti uchyate. So this is neither that can be cognized by the object, nor it cannot be cognized. So it is, so that's what we got to unravel. So the first one, the shloka number 14, okay, the shloka number 14 will reveal about that asat. Asat means it is na asat, sorry, na asat. So even if you see na sat becomes asat, right? And na asat, it is neither sat nor asat, he says. So na asat is what is being explained in the chapter, the shloka number 14. So he says sarvataha panipadam tat Tat sarvataha pani padam. Pani means what? Hand. Padam means leg. So he is the Sahasra Sirsha Pushaha Sahasrakta Sahasrapad Sabhumi. So like that. So what he says is this Paramatman, this Param Brahman is the one that is the everyone's whatever the all the hands. Sarvataha pani. All hands are these hands. All feet are his feet. Akshi, meaning to say the eyes, all eyes are his eyes. Shiromukam, all the faces you see are his mukam, right? So just you can understand now the hand, your feet, your eyes, your mukam, everything we can perceive. So he says in this Akandakara Vritti, everything is his. That is Parabrahman. And Sarvataha Shutimat. He is the one by which everything is being heard. Loke sarvam avritya tishtati. Avritya means that is pervading through every one of them. Tishtati. He is that, he is being shining forth. So how can I see this Parabrahman today? Yes, you can. In a way, he is the one, everything that you can see in this year. Whatever that is manifested in this world, whatever that you can cognize, everything is that Parabrahman. So na asat, that is sat. If at all you want to cognize him, he can cognize him as everything that you can perceive in this world. And then the next one, Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam, that is all what it says, Sarva Indriya Guna Abhasam. Guna Abhasam, meaning to say, Bhasam means, Bhas means that which is shining. Like we can say now daylight because sun bhasaha. Bhasate, meaning to say sun is shining. So we can see that, right? But abhasam means like shining. A itself, that prefix indicates it is as if shining. How it is shining? Indriya guna abhasam. Meaning to say, our organs of actions or organs of knowledge, they have that functional aspect of it. You cannot see it. A doctor can only inspect the eyes or something, but then really the energy by which you are able to see is only you know it. The doctor only asks you, can you see it? Right? End of the day. Even say you had a major surgery, but who knows? So the power to see, the power to know all of them, that's what he says. The power is subtle. So here when they say the shloka number 15 is all about na sat. Na sat means don't think it as it is not existing. It is very subtly existent. It is in a very sukshma existence. It's in a very subtler than the subtlest of the subtlest. And how does it? By all of our energy. By the energy or the power by which you are able to see all the guna abhasam, meaning to say these characteristics by which it is revealing through all the organs of actions or knowledge, sarve indriya vivarjitam. But that particular power itself has got no organ. That is, the power that by which you are hearing, that itself does not have a ear. Just that the ear is just the ear what you may have is just an instrument. But that one which is hearing the hearing, that does not have a ear. So, like in the Keno Upanishad, we also say that which is behind the ear of the ear, the eye of the eye, the nose of the nose, something like that. And that is also Parabrahman. See, the subtler, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. Vivarjitam means it's devoid of it. Though it's devoid of any organ, it is the one that is giving the power to the organs to do that functional energy. Asaktam. Yet it is not bound or linked or got any physical connection to it. But what is it? Sarva Brit. It is the one that is sustaining all of them. By which, though it is devoid of any guna means Rattva, Rajas, Tamas, he is the one by which you are able to guna bhoktru, meaning to say you are able to consume any of this guna, Sattva, Rajas by him. So all that he is saying very simply is, he is the grosser than the grossest in number 14. He is a subtler than the subtlest in the 15th. And then in 16, because it's summary class, I'm going a bit fast. But don't worry, you get the summary. That's what is more important in this class. And then he says in 16, Arjuna, that Parabrahman, Bhagirantascha Bhutanam, Acharam Charamevacha Sukshmatva Tada Vigyeyam. Meaning to say, he is Bahihi. He is so far away from you, Bahihi. Bhutanam Bahihi. Meaning to say, for all the object, it is as if it is the farthest of the farthest, but it is also Antaha, Antaha. Bahihi Antaha. Antaha means it is the one that is closest to the closest of the closest of one. Who is the closest to all of us? Yourself. Nobody can be closest to you than yourself. And that is the Atman. Who can be farthest of the farthest? That is also you. Because if you are not, that external doesn't exist. And so he says, Charam Acharam Evacha, that one is what it says, that is Sukshmatvat. It is so subtle. Sukshmatvat Avigneyam. So it is because of, it is so subtle. Avigneyam. Here Avigneyam means not to be known by any of the organs of the knowledge. It cannot be objectified as the normal knowledge. And it is the durastam, though it is as if it is very far away, cha antike, it is the one that is very closest to you. So what we have to take is, for a jnani, it is the closest of the closest. For ajnani, it is the farthest of the farthest. But having said that, it is all pervasive. Antar bahichatat sarvam vyapya narayana sthitaha. So he is the sarva vyapi. That's all we have to take in this one. But he's doing it in the Krishna is explaining this because he's told about the na sat na asat in this particular 2 shloka, and then composed it in the 13, 16 to say, yes, though he is sat and asat, he is the one that is the closest to you and the farthest to you, because they are only a relative measure of distance from this body, mind and intellect where you have identified yourself. And he says, Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam avachastidam bhuta pratijatatnyayam. So he says, Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu, whatever that is manifesting, vibhakti means that which is manifest. Avibhaktam means unmanifest. So whatever that is manifested in this world, it is that unmanifest Brahman who is the one who is the Bhuta Bhartru. Bhartru means itself upholder. See, that's a beautiful word. That is why we called husband Bharta. Bharta becomes Bhartru, because he is supposed to be the upholder for the whole house, right? For the Graha, Bhartru. But look at our Sanskrit, so beautiful. And what is the wife called? Bharya. Because she is the one really holding all the weight. So you see, the both are given equal weight in terms of upholding the family. Bhartru is where word comes, Bharta, husband. And also Bharya also comes because she is the one, because she is the Bharam Dharayati. She is the one who is also holding the whole weight of the family. So similarly, the Bhuta Bhartru. So for all of us, who is the ultimate upholder is that Parabrahman. And Tat Nyayam, know him to be that. That is why sometimes we say Paramapita, because he is the one, is the ultimate upholder of all of us. And he is Grasishnu Prabhavishnu cha. He is the one into which we all dissolve into, and Prabhavishnu. Prabhavishnu means from which everything again comes into manifestation. So whatever we may think in gross or a subtler or whatever happens, everything, these modifications happens in the manifestation or unmanifestation in the same Parabrahman. And so even that has been dissolved in this shloka number 17. And so, if that be so, there could be a doubt rising. Is so subtle. That means, is it all darkness? If I have to take that one, if I have to close eyes, he says no. Jyotisham tat jyotihi, because he is the ultimate light as well. So, if at all there is some shining, if at all there is a kind of a radiance, or if at all there is, because for you to know, there must be some light, right? And that is why we say, even for example, even in our dream, we dream as if I'm traveling somewhere, you are even reading some shloka, you are seeing the shloka sometimes, you read some shloka and go to sleep, concentrate on one shloka and go to sleep, you will see those same words coming to you. So who gives you the light to see that shloka in your dream? That is the jyoti that comes from that is that Parabrahman. So the Parabrahman is the ultimate light of the, so he is ever shining in all of us. Tamas of Param. So he is the ultimate from the darkness. He is the ultimate light as well. And then he says, that is the jnanam, jneyam, jnana gamyam. So he again, Kriti sarvasya vishtitam. Where is this ultimate light? What is this ultimate jnanam? Who is to be known? Where is he? Sarvasya Kriti vishtitam. He is in all of our heart, the Parabrahman. So the Triputi, jnanam, that is the knowledge what we saw in the 20 virtues, and Nyayam, that is to be known, Jnana Gamyam, meaning to say the object of what that knowledge to be known, right? That is the knowledge. That's the knowledge. Jnana Gamyam is the knowledge. So the knowledge, the knower, and the known, everything is that same one Parabrahmatma, and he is where he is in a Sarvasya Hridi, in your heart. When you say heart, means that Antaratma, Pratyagatma, Vishtitam, he is there. And then Bhagavan finishes this particular portion of this particular, in this one he says, Iti Kshetram, which we saw, Tata Jnanam, we saw the 20 virtues, Nyayam, now we saw this Nyayam, Cha Uktam Samasataha. By me, Arjuna, I have now told you, Samasataha means in brief or in a capsulated form, in a condensed form, in a synoptical form. This has been revealed to you, Arjuna, now. And for this to be known, the only quality that you require as a adhikari is mat bhakta. Have that complete in the Vishwasa, and also in this particular Ananya Bhakti. Along with Ananya Bhakti, that the knowledge that he is giving you, that take it with complete cognition, to know that yetad vijnaya mat bhavaya upapadyate. Here mat bhava means, though he says Krishna bhava, that is the pratyagatma bhava, sarvatma bhava, because he is the sarvatma, right? Sarvatma bhava upapadyate. Upapadyate is alankara word, meaning to say that is how the akandakara vriddhi that happens to you. And then now he is going into the different portion of this particular chapter of the one called Prakritihi and Purushaha. And so, because Arjuna asked about the Prakriti and Purushaha. So, in the Prakriti and Purushaha, not only he will explain about Prakriti. What is Prakriti? Prakriti means we know creation, right? Sometimes we even tell about somebody, ye kya Prakriti hai? Just to say, like, what kind of a creation, right? So here Prakriti means everything in this creation. And literally, what is this creation? Prakriti? Prakriti Maya. So Prakriti is equal to Maya. Take it like that. And Purushaha here, Purushaha, so Prakriti, as you can take it as a Kshetram as well. And Purusham is the Kshetrajnaha. By which we are able to know that be in this Prakriti, and he will establish the connection between them as well. And he says, Ubhavapi means Ubhav. Both of them are Anadi. Both this creation is also endless, and as the Purushaha, the Ishvara or the Paramatma as well. Meaning to say, because that means the Aikyatvam is there. Purusha and Prakriti are not different. Prakriti Purusham eva. Understand? But it appears as if they are different because there is a functional aspect happens because of the vikaramscha, gunamscha, the prakriti sambhavan. Because we need some modification, because we need a functional aspect, because in its true nature, Parabrahman is, though he is the supplier of energy, he has got nothing to function. But for the functional aspect of this world, of the vikaramscha, and the functional action happens only with the guna, the triguna, sattva, rajas, tamas, and prakriti sambhavan. Where sambhavan means prakriti maya bhavan. So this creation happens to come forth. And in this creation, how does the prakriti and purusha facilitates us to get this knowledge, which is very important. He says, Arjuna, karya karana kartrutve hetuhu. Hetu means cause. So Prakriti. So the Prakriti, which is the Prakriti hi hetuhu. The purpose, hetu means purpose. The purpose of Prakriti, of this Maya creation, is for what? Is for Karya, Karana, Kartru. Karya means this particular action. Though you say action, this is the whole existence of all the Shariram or this Kshetram. And the Karanam means the instrument of functioning in that Kshetram, right? And there is a Kartru, means there is a Karta Bhavam, by which there is an entity that acts. For all these things to function, the Prakriti is the benefactor, or Prakriti is the is the benefactor, or the purpose of the all these things. The Prakriti is existing because for the Karya, Karana, Kartru, because these things need to function. Well, when these things are functioning by an entity, any one of us, it could be a crow, it could be us, it could be a tree, anything. But what happens? Everybody has a resultant action from the Prakriti. A resultant action, meaning to say you get a resultant effect. That effective cause is what? Sukha, dukkha. Either one likes it or we don't like it. So that effect for you to, because we are not jada, that somebody hit you, then we cannot, or something happens to you, you certainly feel nice or you don't feel nice. And that bhava, that one which happens, that happens only because of the Purusha. So the Purusha who is here in all of us, he is not, though bhoktrutve. Your bhoktrutve is very important. For you to be the consumer of these actions in this universe, he is the hetu. He is not a true bhokta. But for you to have the consummate, to be a consumer of all this action and have a resultant effect from there, that energy or that particular effect to happen is what the Purusha is there. And the Purusha, because he manifests in different bodies in this world, different ones have different type of consummation. A plant maybe is in the open all the time. It doesn't need a roof. It just is okay. Wind, everything. It just, because that's all it can consume. A normal animal, no, it can't think. Its consumption is only to maybe just to eat and procreate, and that's all. But it also has sukha dukkha, but very limited faculty of knowledge. But Narajanma, like most human beings, we have got a higher plane of existence, where we are also have the sixth sense to know and do, and for that also the same Purusha. So the same Purusha is pervading through all the beings in this world for their sukha dukkha, for the consummation. That's a bhoktrutve hetu. And the Purusha and Prakriti, Purushaga Prakritisto hi bhukte Prakriti jan gunan. The Purusha and Prakriti really, though they are existing in the world, they are not consuming anything. But we who are, as if we in our relative existence in this world, consuming something from the Prakriti and having the Purusha to even take the resultant effect, we have got this kind of a sukha dukkha because guna sangaha, meaning to say the sattva rajas tamas, with that we have got our bonding. And that is the karanam, that we become the bhokta, not the Paramatma. Kshetrajna never becomes the bhokta. The bhokta becomes us because we are very closely associated with our sattva, rajas, tamas. And why? Sadasat yoni janmasu. From lot of birth we have got this one. Sat, asat yoni janmasu. That means to say you could be in the janma of some any different creation in this one, but from the different creation that we have come forth, this knowledge, this particular, though we all want to remain not to be a bhokta, that's what the whole knowledge of Gita Shastra is, but we are still experiencing these difficulties and sukha and dukkha because of this long standing impression from the Sadasat Yoni Janmasu, from the different births that we have taken. But in all this Shastra, what we have got to know is that Paramatma, who is there like a Upadrashta. Upadrashta means who is like only a witness. So your identity is truly only a witness. But if we can put ourselves as a witness in all these things and not get associated as a practice, then the Paramatma Jnanam becomes very easily effulgent in us. So that witness, and he is actually the Anumanta, he is the one, he is also giving you the yes, no, he is the authority, he is actually giving you that. And Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwaraha, Paramatmeti Chapyuktaha, Degesmin Purushah Paraha. So this particular Paramatma, though as if he is doing functioning and he is controlling, actually no, he is only a witness. It is we, because of our association with the long janma of putting our identity into this particular functional aspect of this particular creation, though it is only a benefacting, we identified with this cause and effect of this Prakriti and Purusha, and we are tossed in between. But what Krishna wants to say is, Dehe has been Purusha, Dehe has been, though he is in this Dehe has been, in this Sharira, what we are there, he is Purusha Paraha, he is a ultimate, he is a gunatitaha, he is apart from all these things, and that witnessing agent is what Bhagavan is slowly going to teach for us henceforth. And then Krishna says, Evam veti purusham prakritim cha gunaisaya sarvata vartamanopi nasa bhuyo bijayate. That once we know this purpose of this Purusha and Prakriti, meaning to say Kshetram and Kshetrajnaha in the functional world of this one and their correlation, why they exist like that, then if we can really get our knowledge and act and put this into our perspective and individually into every one of us, sarvata vartamanopi, if you truly got this particular knowledge, evam veti, sarvata vartamanopi, nasa bhuyo bijayate, you will not be born again, meaning to say you will attain moksha. So this Prakriti Purusha Jnana is very, very important in knowing that Paramatman, Bhagavan says. And how can we know? Bhagavan gives about 4 different ways, upaya. Because we want to know the upaya, we kind of get the concept, right? In the last 5-7 shlokas I've covered. But then Bhagavan says, yes, Arjuna, there is a upaya for this, and that he gives in shloka number 25 and 26. Okay, the 4 parts he gives in this, very briefly. Are you all okay so far? Though it's a bit of a heavy duty, but take it in the condensed form to take all these things, that I have the Purusha in me, and I am part of the Prakriti. I am part of the Purusha and I am part of the Prakriti when we say I. But how I have to dissociate and have their functional aspect, leave them, and to the witness, Bhagavan gives you 4 upaya. One is says, Dhyanena Atmani, Kechit means one class of people. Say the first class of people. First class, it doesn't know gradation. Just that one type of people. Kechit. Atmanam Atmana Dhyanena Atmani Pashyanti. Everything is kind of same word. Huh? Atmanam. In the Atmanam means that Atma, that is Paramatmanam. That Paramatma, so that is why Gita Shastram is very difficult unless we go to the Bhashya. Because in this now, all these ones are different meaning. There are 3 Atma you got here. One is Atmanam, that is one Atma. Then Atmana, by the Atma. And Atmani, in the Atma, by meditation, that he sees. So you see, the English word, very literal translation, that Paramatman, some people say Kechit, some Kailok, ye Atmanam Paramatmanam, Swa Atmana, by himself, Atmani, in himself or herself, by meditation, is able to visualize. Right? So then, which Atma in this 3 words we have to take, because there seem to be different in all this one. So Atmanam here means that Paramatmanam, the absolute Brahman. Atmana, in this Atmana means this body, mind and intellect. The functional aspect of me as such. Because this is pertaining to an individual who is a Sishya or a seeker like all of us. So by your body, mind and intellect is this Atmana as an instrument. And what is the action that you do? Dhanena, by meditating. Meditating up where in that, where should I meditate? Atmani. In that Paramatmani, that jnana, the jnanam here, Paramatmani means that Atma jnanena pashyanti. So some people realize this by the Adhyatma, that jnanena. Shavana Manana Nididhyasanam. By Nididhyasanam, one type of people, this is what is being Nididhyasanam here. So he says, by Nididhyasanam, by having not this knowledge and by cognizing this particular knowledge by himself, because when you meditate, how you meditate unto yourself, right? That Atmanam, oh, I am really different from this Purusha. I am this Purusha Kshetrajna is my true identity, which is though in the pervading Akandakaram. The Akandakaram is what is there in my Antakaram as well. So then, and in that kind of a cognition, Bhagavan wants to say that, and that kind of a Jnanena Atmani Pashyanti, 1%. Anye Sankhena Yogena. Anya Sankhena Yogena means in that philosophical knowledge by analyzing more and more of the Tattva, Jnanam. Another person, Karma Yogena, which is what by putting it in the Karma Yogena, the third kind of people doing the Karma Yoga. Anye, the fourth kind of people, maybe they do not know the Shravana, do not know the Nididhyasana or the Tattvajnana or the Karma Yoga. They, two, Anye, another type of people, Shrutvanye Upasate. By even listening to that great talks from somebody, from their guru, from their acharya, Shrutvan, by even the Shravana, Upasate, they can get that moksha. And all of them, Arjuna, Chati Tarantyeva Mrityam Shruti Parayana. All of them certainly cross over this particular samsara sagara and attain the moksha. Bhagavan says. And this not that every one of the paths is different. It could be one person doing all the four paths as well. Only Bhagavan is giving you the platter of choice. Because it is not that one path alone can go through all of them. So Bhagavan says it could be a admixture of one or two or four according to the individual Sishya's capacity, and that also by the Guru's guidance. So Sankhya withdrawing from the three gunas. Then again he says, Yavat sanjayate kinchiti sattvam sthavara jangamam kshetra kshetragya sanyoga tad vidhi bharatarashabha. Whatever is in this Arjuna, right from the sthavara jangamam, whatever from this creation of, right from the plant and hill and mountain and everything has really come about only because the kshetra kshetragya sanyogat. But sanyogat means literally it means to say their admixture, but it is not. Because we said this is asaktam, right? The kshetra and kshetrajna, it is like the ignorance and knowledge, they never mix together. It is as if they have mixed together. That's all we have to take it. Because it's a kshetrajna who projects this kshetra. The Ishvara is the one who projects it through the Upadhi. So it is the creation manifestation is the Maya which has come about from his projection. That projection is what he says as Sanyoga Tad Vidhi Bharatarashava. And this Jnani's vision is Bhagavan is going to give from this 27 to 29. That is the Jnani who has done this Upasana, how he gets this Akandakara Vriddhi. He says, Samam Sarveshu Bhuteshu Tishtantam Parameshwaram Vinashyatsa Vinashyantam Yaf Pashyati Sa Pashyati. Shekhar, you got a doubt to ask something? Sorry. Shekharji, you got a doubt or something? Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay.
All good, Babu.
So he says, samam, that equanimous vision, samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram. The Parameshwara, that is the Paramatma, who is there pervading in every one of this in equal magnitude, in equal radiance, in equal functioning capacity and capabilities. Vinashyasva vinashyantam. Though whatever that is depleting, whatever that is happening, destructing all the time, but he is the indestructible who is pervading everyone. And one able to see thus, he is the true seer, and he gets this akandakara vriddhi. That's what Bhagavan says in the shloka number 28. The jnani sees this creation in the perspective of underlying substratum of Kshetranya. You understand? So, and then the third one he says, Samam Pashyani Sarvatra Samavasthita Isharam Nahirastyatmanatmanam Tato Yati Param Gatim. The 29 is also similar to the same 28, but in a slightly different fashion. He says, Sarvatra Samavasthitam Nahirastyatmanam. And Hinasti means he doesn't. See, one is he is seeing externally, and the same external in which he sees everyone, he also sees in himself. So hinasti means normally to kill, meaning to say he does not now identify himself with the body, mind, and intellect. Because the minute we identify with the body oneself, then he is killing himself, kind of. In Viveka Chudamani, it says, which is the greatest sin in the world? It says the greatest sin in the world is to think that I am this body, mind, and intellect. Because you are the true Atma. Losing that Atma without having for 1 minute putting our identity in the Atma, we are putting our Atma, which is the absolute non-destructible, in the destructible aspect of this Shariram, this mind and intellect. It is like as if he is doing Atma Hati, meaning to say, as if Atma cannot be killed. Yeah, Nahinas. But from a relative context, that's what he says, Nahinasti. The Nahinasti means he doesn't kill, means your Atma cannot be killed. But he says he does not even put his identity in the body-mind complex. Every time his akandakara vriddhi, his identity is equanimous not only from external world and also in himself. That is what the shloka number 29. Shloka 28 is from the outside of him. Shloka number 29 is inside of him. That is why he used the word nahinasti. Are you all okay so far? Yeah?
Yes, Mama. Yes, Mama.
Okay.
Yes, Babu.
Okay. So, again, Bhagavan will, and these chapters will form the foundation for chapter 14, 15. Because here we talk a lot about the guna, and the triguna will come in the next chapter. So I'm just setting you the context here itself. But because next chapter is triguna, gunatraya vibhaga yoga. So you see, Bhagavan, there is a continuity. The beauty of Gita is we have to take Gita and wholesome. So this chapter will form the for the beautifully for the next chapter where the Triguna will come. And that is why Bhagavan again says, to get the Akandakara Vriddhi, when I say Akandakara Vriddhi, the equanimous global vision, when I say global universal vision of himself or herself, he says, Prakriti vacha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha yaf pashyati tatatmanam akartaram sa pashyati. You see, this shloka is exactly same. This is exactly same as the chapter 4, 18th shloka. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. There he says, that also same. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. There he said, see, one common, the first line is same for both. Meaning to say, kriyamanani, meaning to say the creation. Maybe the creation came from the word kriyamanani. I don't know. So the kriyamanani means that which all the actions that come forth, karmani, the actions and the kriyamanani, whatever the effected cause of the creation, whatever sarvashaha, prakriti eva. When prakriti means triguna maya. Prakriti means, again, take it as Prakriti and Triguna Maya. The Triguna Maya is the one by which all this manifestation is happening. But that person, the Jnani, here Yaha is a Jnani. Jnani, if he sees everything puts in the place of this Triguna Maya, outside and inside of him as well, then he will certainly see the Akartara, that Akritritvam, that I am truly not the doing this. If, say, for example, today if Bhagavan is changing the weather today as something like, today 23 degrees, 24 degrees, in me today something is happening. That is also, I am not doing anything. It's a Bhagavan who is doing it. And that vision, when he gets inside of him as well, then atata akartaram pashyati. Then he becomes a akarta. He becomes a truly a witnesser. He does not becomes a kartrubhavam. Uska kabhi nahi hota hai. In chapter 4, he said, if he sees, if some person identifies with the Triguna Maya, ahankara vimud, then the ahankara vimudatma. Then you think that, oh, I am really doing it. I am really not moving this hand. My intentions are to move my command, but something else moves his hand like this, and we say that is Ishvara who is doing it. If one can have that in every minute, from morning to evening, then he truly is a Akarta. That's what is the essence of this one. Here it says this person becomes a truly an Akarta. So we are always saying this karmanye vadikaraste in everything. How do I see? These kind of vision, these one lays the foundation for Akarta. How one becomes Akarta? These are the pramanam from here. And once that Akarta happens in this one, then again go to chapter number 4. Karmanya karmaya pashyat akarmi. Then in all action, you will see the inaction. When you to say, you will see the Akarta. In every kartrutvam, you will see the kartrutvam. In every karmani, you will see the Akarta. Then what are you? Akarmani, akarmai pashyate. Then you are a jnani. You see the link, everything happens very easily once we link together. So, and then that's what Bhagavan again explains it more. It says, Yada bhuta pratak bhavam ekastam anupashyate tatayeva cha vistaram brahma sampati. Yada, when this one that I've told you, Arjuna, on this previous shloka, bhuta pratak bhavam, pratak means separate, everything is in this world. But however, he is seeing them as a ekastam, that Paramatma, Purushaha, Kshetrajna only, Anupashyati. Anu means continuously if he sees in all of them. Atayevacha Vistaram. Then he has got the expansive vision. Vistara means expansive vision. With that expansive vision outside and in inside, then what happens for him? Brahma Sampatyate Tada. Then he gets the Brahma Sampat, means a Brahma Jnanam. That kind of a vision, when we get from the Atmakaram and Akandakaram Vriddhi, then he gets the Atma, that when he gets a Brahma Jnanam. And then that particular Jnani, even though he is acting in all the world, Anaditva Nirgunatva Paramatma Ivaha Shariyastopi Kaunteya Nakaroti na Lipyate. Arjuna, once we see this Akandakara Vriddhi and Brahma Jnanam, still he acts, he functions as normal in like me and you, because Anaditva Nirgunatva, this one, Paramatma, I am Paramatma, Avyayaha. Anaditvan, because Paramatma, that one who has seen him totally in that, he is Anaditvan Nirgunaha. He is Nirguna. Gunatitaha, though he may be Shariyastopi Kaunteya, though he may be existing in the Shariraha, Nakaroti na Lipyate, he does not truly act, or truly he is not tainted by any actions. Because the actions he is performing is thinking, I am not doing this action. The same Ishvara who is doing the action outside the world, he is the one who is making me do this one. And I'm totally only a witness to this particular one that is happening. If that is the one that we can practice even in a day, in 5 minutes and 10 minutes, then he gets the Brahma Sampatti or the Atma Jnana. That's how these things come into practice. And Bhagavan gives it one more shloka, that particular Brahma Jnanam, how he sees is Yata Sarvagatam Saukshmyat Akasham Nopalipyate Sarvatra Vastito Dehe Tatatma Nopalipyate. As how this particular space Sarvagatam, Akasham, space, Akasham, Sarvagatam. It is pervaded everywhere. The Akasham is inside of me, the inside of me, but the Akasham, I cannot touch it. I cannot taint it. I cannot do anything to Akasham, the space. But I'm in the Akasham. The Akasham is in me. I'm in the Akasham, Akasham is in me, and everything. And similarly, he gets that Paramatma as well. Sarvatra vastite duhe. That same Paramatma who is in every one of us, that Paramatma truly has got no name, no gender, no really identity. And that, if one can get, that is what it is. And it says tatatma nopalipyate. How that space doesn't taint, similarly that Paramatma doesn't get tainted by any of the functional differences that we may see in all of us. And he gives one more example. Yata prakashayat ekaha kristam lokam ima ravihi. The Surya Bhagavan, how he those shines prakashayati ekaha, that one Suryan, ekaha suryaha ravihi, yata prakashayati, is shining through this whole world. But we see the sun through different one in each one of them. Kshetram, kshetri. Tata kristam prakashayati bharata. The same thing, in all the kshetram, that kshetri is that kshetrajnaha. Tata kritstam prakashayati. Kritstam means in all of them. That same kshetrajnaha prakashayati in every kshetram. As how the sun shines in every one of us, in everywhere, and because of which I'm able to see you, because of which I'm able to identify you and also identify me. Similarly, that kshetrajnaha, he prakashayati, he is the one who is shining in all of us, by which I am also able to identify or able to function. The Ravigi is not Paramatma. The Akasham is not Paramatma. They are only simile. They are only a udaharanam. Understand? But then these examples gives you the beautiful perception to get into the Paramatma Akandakara Vriddhi. And then Bhagavan finishes Kshetra Kshetrajnayor evam antaram jnana chakshusha. That's a beautiful last one that you should understand. That, okay, now I have got all this knowledge from lot of examples, Bhagavan. This gives me beautiful view to now practice the Akarta Bhavam. But how do I get this more to visualize this? Jnana Chakshusha. Only by that knowledge. Jnana Chakshusha. That glass that by which you see this one is the Jnanam. Meaning to say that Viveka Buddhi. That Vivekam that we should get in all the Kshetram and the Kshetrajnaha. Evam Antaram, in both of them. And then in all these things again, the Shraddha Bhakti, Bhagavan said again, Mat Bhakta Yatat Vijnaya, Mat Bhavaya. And he is the one who, through which his agent, his surrendership, when we say, okay, I am not doing, who is doing? Krishna, you are doing. Oh, Gurunatha, you are doing it. You are everywhere. I am no one. When we can get that Baba all the time, practice ourselves. Hey Rama, you are doing it. Then Bhuta Prakriti Moksham cha ye viduhu yanti te param. Then that person attains moksha. Ihaiva iha janmani, in this particular one, in this birth. So with that, Bhagavan gives you the Kshetram, Kshetrajnaha, Purushaha, Prakriti, and then Jnanam, Nyayam, in the 6 elements in this particular chapter in a very condensed manner. But this chapter is very, very useful, or one of the standing on excellent chapter of all the 18 chapter in the conceptual idea. Please go through this shloka and again refer to more meaning, because this summary class, whatever I'm giving, is probably more of an inspirational thought, inspirational, but I may not be able to do full justice to all the inner meaning in this particular chapter. So please forgive me for that. But having said that, the condensed essence, as much as I could bring it in this short time, I brought it to the help of Sri Krishna and my Jagat Guru's Ashirvadam. But please, these chapters need a lot more. But even if you can put it into practice, whatever we have done, it is that by that only we get lot of, this chapter also had that Amanitam, Adambitam, 20 values, very, very important, very nice, each one of them. Vivikta Desha Sambittam, all Arativ Jana Samsadi, Janma. And so this chapter has got lot of upasana as well. Do not just take it, oh, this chapter is very much deep conceptual ideas, so maybe one day I should sit and study. No, it has also given you a lot of upasana. Very beautiful one. In fact, I'm just, because in this one I tell you, I don't know if somebody has seen one movie, I don't know what its name was, Dharma, I think so. Samam Pashyani Sarvatra. That whole movie was only about the shloka. It's a Hindi movie. You can YouTube and find it. I tell you, it was called Dharma. Chandrasekhar may know. One second, I'll get you the. You can just go to that. It's a nice movie actually. Dharam. Yeah, it's called Dharam. And that Supriya Pathak's daughter, or she acted, I think. It's a beautiful movie. And in that, the whole movie is happening in Varanasi. So what I'm saying is, this chapter has got lots of one shloka to ponder, but they are very practical as well. They are not just only conceptual, but you can go as deep as you want, and you can also apply it as much as you want. So it's very diversified. It gives you the ability to, but Krishna's blessing, you will certainly get the Kshetra Jnanam. With that, I will end this particular summary chapter of this 13th one. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Kshetra Vibhaga Yogo Nama Trayodasho Dhyaya Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Okay, ji. I'll stop the recording. Any questions so far in this? Please, welcome.
Babuji,
Haji.
just yeah,
Yeah.
This last sloka 35 says Jnana Chaktusha. In I think Vishwarupam, Bhagavan gives Arjuna the Divya Chakshu. I just want clarification. Divya Chakshu is only temporary, comes and goes, whereas Jnana Chakshu is something which is going to be with you.
Yes, correct? Yes, of course. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And another one more thing, Babaji, when is your presentation? What time is your presentation next Saturday?
I don't know. They haven't given me the time. See, they haven't given me the time, and I think they've only given me 8 to 10 minutes. So I have to do in 10 minutes.
All?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So it's only.
So it'll be
very quick.
It'll be between. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I will send you the thing anyway. But please attend if you can. All you are in Sydney, please do the international Gita
I will attend.
Would be nice.